Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Ghost Rider, Vengeance Forever, issue number 1. This is a one-shot, apparently, right in the middle of a Ghost Rider series. Who knows how long that series is going to last? You guys tell me if that's any good. So far, I haven't been continuing with it, but I decided to grab this one because it's in issue 1, and it's actually a pretty good one. But I could tell that this was a, for most part, go-nowhere comic book, so I enjoyed it. If you're reading the series, you'll probably like it too. If you're a Ghost Rider fan, you'll probably like it too. It's a good trip down memory lane on the back of a motorcycle with flaming wheels going at 3,000 miles an hour. But nonetheless, a nice, pleasant trip down memory lane. A couple new things happened to Johnny Blaze in this too, which I was a little bit surprised and taken aback by. But hey, in the meantime, let's get talking about this comic book and where it goes. And also, especially if you guys are a prepper, if you like any of my survival talks, you're going to want to stick around towards the end of this video. So let's check this out here. We got Ghost Rider, Vengeance Forever, issue number 1 by Benjamin Percy doing the writing. The art is done by Juan Jose Rip and Brian Valenza doing the colors, and VC's Travis Lanham on the letters. Cover artist is Bjorn Barendez and Berens. And there's a variant cover out there too by Adam and Joe Kubert, and another one by Pepe Larez. So, recap art by Mark Texeira. That's actually pretty good. Shoot, Texeira, the Black Panther back in the day. Anyway, guys, we start off with Johnny Blaze just driving down the street trying to find a guy who does tattoos, and it's this ridiculously tall guy who does that, like, makes me look like a shrimp, right? And this guy is just like, he's apparently blind, but he can see through his tongue or something. All of his tattoos are on the inside. It's a really weird, freaky dude, right? There's some magic afoot here. But Johnny Blaze wants a tattoo. He goes up, he's like, yeah, I know, it's kind of weird, right? Here's a biker for life, who's got no tattoos, right? Kind of an anomaly. He's got some tattoos by the end of this, let me tell you something. He's got tattoos on his nipples. Like, who puts tattoos on their nipples? For crying out loud, we usually try to avoid the nipples, for crying out loud. Wow. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this immensely. So I don't know how long these tattoos are going to last in the context of the comic book or the character. But it's cool that he actually got a tattoo or something. You know, how many comic book characters actually have tattoos, right? It's too hard to draw all of these things. But they weren't messing around with this cat. He's like, blam, plastered. He's got the freaking, what's that one dude's name? Darby Allin from AEW. He's got the little tattoo. That's actually paint on him. But here he's got the actual tattoo of the sunken cheek and the sunken eye socket, you know, trying to make it look like a half a skull on his face. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I want to see Johnny Blaze looking like this all the time, but it looks like something that a Johnny Blaze would get, right? And all he's doing is down this trip down memory lane. What do you call it? He's thinking about his brother. He's thinking about himself. He's thinking about, you know, Mephisto. He's thinking about his father. He's thinking about the loves that he's had in his life, right? All these different things that have happened to him. Some of his enemies and whatnot. Some of his best friends, his riding partners. You know what I'm saying? There's like Morbius is remembered in this book. Blade is remembered in this book. You know, Vengeance, is remembered in this book. There's a lot happening in here. You got to have some Battleino, right? This was a book, you read it, and if you're new to the character, this isn't going to catch you up. But it is something that could get you interested, possibly even excited, for the Johnny Blaze character. Danny Ketch also, because he's in this, you know, a bit, as I mentioned, his brother. This is not a book, however, that has got any kind of a dedicated story. Maybe this continues someplace, maybe it doesn't. They talk at the end of this book about what issue of it. The next issue is Ghost Rider number 6, where it's called The Exorcism of Johnny Blaze, where Johnny is going to be going up against Wolverine, the person who's probably feels the most sickened by the pain and agony they've inflicted in the world. That's not bad at all. I might have to start jumping back on this Ghost Rider comic book. I might have to. Because, like I said, this wasn't the greatest comic book in the world. What this does, though, is let me know. Benjamin Percy knows who this character is. If Percy's writing that comic book, also the main Ghost Rider issue, I'll jump on in issue 6. I'll see what's to offer you know? I'll look at the offering plate and I'll see if it's up my alley. In the meantime, guys, I really liked this. I did. And I think that you guys will like it too. From this point on, here's going to go into an advertisement. I'm not paid to do this. They told me that I didn't have to do an advertisement for this, but I'm going to anyway because I honestly think you guys will like this, and I'm not getting anything from this. They sent me this wallet for free, and that's all I'm getting. I don't get a percentage. I don't get a further discount. I don't get anything. You know what I'm saying? But they sent me this. This is MGear. I've never heard of MGear before. I know them now. The front of the wallet, the back of the wallet, whatever you want, the back right here, it's got this little guide to hold a little cash or whatever you want. You can slip it in the top if you want also. This will hold, they say 1 to 5 cards. It's gonna hold at least 4 cards. I guarantee that because I've tried it. I don't have my credit card and my debit card and my driver's license and my medical card in here right now, but I've already slipped them in. This is the wallet that I'm switching over to. This is the wallet I'm going to be keeping on me all the time. But I'm not going to keep this stuff in here because you don't need to see that stuff. But anyway, this is a customizable plate that you can put on the front. You can customize the color. You can customize the design. You can actually you can customize the back plate and on there. You can remove the stuff. You can put a new guy on here. You can put the regular guy here on it. You can put a new side plate on it because I've got this Justice Be Done symbol here. The letter, you can put this back on there. They actually give you the little Allen key, hex bolt key to replace it. But this is very customizable. You don't have to have the Punisher plate on here. You can have the regular one, the standard issue. You can have it blank. You can have something instead. You could put like a custom superhero thing on the front. That's actually why they contacted me because we've got the license to do a bunch of superheroes on this and whatnot. You can have the American flag on here, whatever. And I was thinking, maybe I'll get a Captain America on the front. But I saw the Punisher. I'm like, that's just too cool. Why not? You can actually pull this completely out, and it's so easy to move this stuff out. Just take it out, and you can actually have your ID in here, so you can just show a cop or whomever, yeah, this is my ID, whatever. You're going to go get some blood work done or something. Hopefully not blood work by a cop. That would be a bad thing. But, easy to put it back in, right? The back one comes out also. And it comes with a whole bunch of stuff. Again, this is fully customizable. You don't have to have it say Justice Be Done on the side. You can have something else set on the side. You don't have to have anything set on the side. You don't need an extra custom side plate. On the side, it's got this this flashlight. This is actually metal. And this is actually really cool because you just do a little click on the side. It does not come with the battery, but it's a single AAA battery. And I'm not going to flash it at you guys, but this thing is super bright. I actually had a blue dot in my eyes for a good couple of minutes because I looked at it just to see, is this, really bright? Yeah, it's really freaking bright. You see everywhere. And this is the one size. You can actually minimize this by stretching it out, and you can focus this light on so you can actually read by this light if you wanted to. And put it right back and get the wide beam again, right? Just turn it back off. It's got the little clip here, so you can put it up here or in a side pocket, whatever you want. But it'll also stick right back in here. And it's snug. It's nice and snug. You actually got this little money clip backpack strap on here. Yeah, this is cool. So this isn't going to go anywhere. And it's solid. This whole thing is actually carbon, right? It's carbon steel here. Get a couple customizable things. It comes with Frenzetic lens. I really like this. Good little magnet. You got any kind of sunlight whatsoever, and you can actually start a fire with this thing. And just the idea that you can actually, with a magnet, with a magnifying lens on here, all sorts of things. You could choose to have it come with a signal kit / letters and numbers, Morse code kit on here. A couple different things to actually give you symbols to put in for military, hey, helicopter landings, gestures, different things that you can do to actually help save your life if you get lost. This is something that I'm going to use all the time because I have a carpenter's apprenticeship that I'm doing right now, and I actually needed a ruler and I didn't have a ruler on me. I didn't feel like leaving the school and going out to my car, which I parked a parking lot over illegally. Oops, didn't get a ticket though. Anyway, so I didn't have a ruler for the class, and I went over and I borrowed somebody else's, and I just put the marks there so that I can actually use it. But if I would have had this on me, I would have been fine. It's 3 inches long. Not a whole lot there's going to be 3 inches long that you need to measure, but how hard is it? You know what I'm saying? Just double it up, make the line, and just keep on moving, right? It's got, so it's imperial and metric on there. It's also got a weights and measurements conversion on here for metric and imperial. So that's really good also, because in the Army, in the U.S. Army, I learned how to do metric distances. Everybody knows imperial in America, right? But I learned how to do metric distances also in the Army. And then being an electrical engineer, I learned how to do temperature metric also. But the weights and measurements, that I don't have. So pounds to grams to milliliters and stuff like that, I don't know how to do that stuff. And I don't need to. I've got this thing on me. So all of these little things, I really like these, and they just fit in nice and neat. And like I said, I can fit 4 more standard size cards in here, no problem. Another thing I could fit is this other thing that I got, customizable. This little guy, you can stick it right in there. What is this thing? Well, for the most part, it turns out it's just a big, huge chunk of plastic. But on this chunk of plastic, it's got this little guy. It's a little USB thumb drive. Be honest. How many times have you thought to yourself, I kind of wish I had a thumb drive on me right now? Right? You throw a movie on this. I forget what this, you know what? I actually forgot to check what's the size of this USB drive. Darn it. Nah, I forgot to check this out. But anyway, where is it? It's on shop in here, because this is actually really cool. I gotta admit, this thing is so freaking cool. And how big, what's the 32 gigabytes. This is a 32 gigabyte drive right here. You can put several movies on here, right? Now, I don't know what the whole big chunk of plastic is down here. I doubt that, this goes to down here. I think this is just a big, thick chunk of plastic. If that's true, then I'm actually just going to break this thing off, and I'm going to get rid of this plastic. It's plastic. I don't need this. I don't have anything on the back. I thought it said that it was supposed to come with that weights and measurements card on the back. I don't mind that it doesn't, because like I said, I don't want to carry this. I like the idea of the card that I can stick in here, but I don't need this big chunk of plastic. So I'm just going to double check later that there's nothing pertinent in the plastic. I don't think there is. And I'm just going to break this thing off, and I'm going to get some Gorilla Glue, or not Gorilla Glue, the Gorilla Tape. And then right underneath here, the part where the, let me get rid of this so I can actually see what I'm showing you. So the part down here, I'll actually be able to put the USB drive on there. I'll just put a little piece of Gorilla Tape over top of it to make sure that it doesn't fall off. But I love, love, love the idea of having a freaking 32 gigabyte flash drive on me, a little thumb drive. That is perfection. That is perfection. But again, if I don't need this fat card, I don't need this fat card. Comes with a sticker. I'm not going to put this on my car, because I don't like the idea that other people might see this and know that I'm a prepper. But I will absolutely put this on like my toolbox, because then you get the right kind of people asking you, hey, what's that? And then all of a sudden, this conversation, you might make a friend. Nobody survives prepping by themselves. And crazy people think they do. It comes in this big, giant, I guess this is felt. It's not on the inside. On the inside, it's really nice. You can use it as a boxing glove. Like, you guys know I'm 6'5". I'm freaking huge. And this thing, like, look at this. This is my whole hand extended, right? And it goes to here. Like, geez, that's freaking far. This thing's big. So you know that as a D&D player, I'm putting some dice in here. Actually, you can also put Magic the Gathering cards in here. You can put a tarot deck in here. Like, whatever you want to put. You can put a whole bunch of stuff in here. You know what I'm saying? Put some runes in here. Really mess with somebody's head. Bones. Put some bones in there and be like, the chicken bones. I see your future. Oh, your ass is grass. Whatever. How are you going to predict the future, right? And also comes with this guy right here. Nice little metal thing. Now, this is what's really cool about it. This is very customizable. Instead of getting this USB drive, I could have instead gotten a tube just exactly like this thing and just as big, a little bit thick, a little bit longer, because the cap, I could have gotten a tube, just an empty tube that I could put stuff in there, like a sewing kit and maybe some matches, right? I could take a plastic bag, like a sandwich bag, roll it up and slide that in there, you know? Whole bunch of things for survival, all sorts of little, because like this, I'm telling you right now, I already left a review on there. This is basically a mini EDS, mini, everything's supposed to be mini. When you're talking about, what do you call it, everyday carry, an EDC case. I love this little thing because you always want some kind of a candling device, and matches just don't count. If you've only got like 3 matches on you, 5 matches, maybe some waterproof matches on you, that's not going to count. How long are you going to hold that up for, right? A lighter, it's really hard to count something like that as candling. You can use that to ignite a candling device, but having an actual little battery-powered flashlight on you, that's golden, especially something this small. You just stick it in your teeth and just, see what you're doing. If you're in the middle of the dark and you're trying to set a fire, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell me that matches are good enough. They're not. You need some kind of a light. You need some kind of a candling device. So boom, flashlight. On the other side, if I had, someone's, I would actually have liked that better than this probably. Like maybe I could have, I'm sure I can find some kind of, what do you call it, a USB to put on the side. So learn from my mistakes if you want. I still like this thing, but yeah, that little tube on the side, maybe I can order it extra. Maybe I will. But this guy right here, this is bigger than an Altoids kit, but just the idea. This guy right here, and it's got the little sponge. So you can actually make this into a gift kit. This is a really great gift for someone who you like a lot, right? But the size of this thing, besides the fact that you can, you can stick a mirror in there, just the idea that you can actually signal somebody with the metal inside. But look at all the things that you can put inside of this thing, right? Besides the fact that you could put a bunch of Gorilla Tape and 550 cord wrapped around the outside of this thing, think of all the things. You could put a freaking trash can liner in there, right? And there's your tent. There's your tarp. There's your water gathering kit. You know what I'm saying? There's, you can make it into a pillow or an actual bed if you wanted to, whatever. There's so many things that you could do with something like that, but there's so much room inside of here. And it's metal. And you could, it's probably too big to fit in most people's pockets, but you could fit this in your pocket as another EDC, or you just stick this underneath your car seat or in the glove compartment box. You know what I'm saying? Stick this next to your spare tire if you want, in the back. There's so much good stuff with this. I love this kit. Guys, again, I got what I'm going to get from this, and they said if you want to do a review for this, we would appreciate it, but I didn't sign anything. I don't have to do the review. I chose to do the review because I really like this. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff on the website. Go and check the description so you can see what's there. There is, what is this? The MGear.io product /MGear. Yeah, all of this stuff. That's actually for the, just MGear.io. MGear.io. And you're going to find stuff. Oh, look at this. Here's a good reminder. Save 15% on your first purchase by signing up for their newsletter. Consider me signed up. No, seriously, I'm already signed up because I really like the stuff that they've got on here. And gets a little bit better. Again, I don't get anything for this, but you do. If you use the code CBU10 on the checkout page, you get an extra 10% off. I don't get a share of that. I don't get anything like that. I just get the satisfaction knowing that you guys got a really good product. I stand by this. This is really good. And they've got other stuff on there too. Check out the page, browse the page, look at all their different products. They've got, you guys know I'm a huge fan of all of my Leatherman tools and all that. So this is just the two that I've got here. Believe me, I got them in my toolkit so I can just throw them on my belt, my carpenter's belt. But, what do you call it? I love these. And they've got those there too. And they're thin. They're actually really thin. They've got the card ones on there that you can use for certain things like hex bolts and whatnot. They've got so many products that you can check out on their page. They've got, instead of using this like a wallet, you can use it like a badge with the little, not lanyard, the little metal dot lanyard, whatever it is. It looks like a rosary, right? And you can actually use it to hold your badge on the front if you're a cop or a customs agent or ICE or something like that. Like, these things are freaking awesome. These things are awesome. I love the idea that it's everything that you need right there. It's something that you're going to use all the time. You can't forget this, because you forget this, you're forgetting your driver's license. You're forgetting your money. You're forgetting your debit cards and everything. You can't forget this. You have to bring this with you, right? And it's got all the things you need, so you don't have to have some bulky EDC sticking out your back pocket or something like that if you don't want, and your wallet and whatever, yada, yada, yada. It's all in one. It's all in one right there. And I really dig on that. Make sure you use CB, if you want an extra 10%, use CBU10, CBU10. You get an extra 10% off you get the 15% off for signing up for the newsletter. That's a big chunk of change off. And for a whole bunch of really good products that I like, I've tested. Mind you, I used to be the test engineer for the company that actually first developed the miniature GPS devices. So I don't know, a guy who's got his fingerprints in 2 geosynchronous satellites up in space. That's saying something. After that, guys, I see something like this, and I'm like, you guys know that I've always been into this stuff, and I've been thinking about doing a survival channel, something like that. This might be one of the first things that I advertise on there, that I talk about. If I ever did do a survival channel. I'm up here in Canada. It's freaking cold. All right, we're in the middle of August here. Summer's almost gone. Having a picnic outside of summer in Canada is no picnic. It's cold. You don't want to bring a sweater with you, but you gotta, right? So it's getting harder to go camping and actually do survival stuff. But honestly, I get something like this and just the idea that it's all these different things all chalked into one very small little thing that I can easily slip into my pocket. I don't even need this thing clipped to my belt, I can just have this slid right into my pocket. It's going to fit. It's going to fit super nifty, I love it. If I were to make a complaint or a recommendation, I would suggest doing a RFID for one of these, that extra security for your credit cards and anything that could possibly, be Bluetoothed by somebody. I'm using that noun as a verb. But, yeah, I would like if they had something that was RFID. And on top of that, if you were going to make this big fat thing, something like this or something else where you can actually have a fire starting kit. I don't necessarily want a lighter attached to my money, but if there was flint and steel, like if they just had something like this where the whole thing, most of it was magnesium and you had a slide of flint over here, and then any of these things, even, the side plate, they look all just like this, and this is steel, and you just, throw a little magnesium on the thing, and then one or two strikes of the flint or steel on flint, all of a sudden you got yourself a fire, right? There are more ideas, more things that they could do for this to make it just, I don't know, more complete. But this guy right here, I'm dead serious when I say this right now. This is probably the best wallet that I've come across yet for somebody who likes the idea of prepping, likes the idea of emergency stuff. And again, just the stupid, the flashlight and the cards in here, the forensic lens and the little miniature tape measure, the card that tells you, your ruler and all that stuff. That's stuff that I can use literally every single work day. I will probably use every single, most of the items in this every single day outside of an emergency situation, right? So if you're in the trades or anything like that, this is fantastic. Just to be able to have just the flashlight alone. And it's a metal flashlight. It's not plastic, It's solid. Just to have a little flashlight and you can just, and do, the things that you're doing. This is fantastic. Well, if you're a spy, right? Anyway, guys, that's it for this little advertisement here. Go and check this stuff again. Links in the description, everything that you're going to need. I'll put it in the comments section also and pin it to the top. Good stuff. I'm going to check you guys later. Hey, don't forget to like the video. Consider watching an ad. I'll talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.